Hello, this is Adventure Time Total War with another Total War Warhammer online battle. Today I'll be playing as the Empire, fighting against my opponent, who is using the Dwarves. Alright, as always, I'm going to show the army comps, then speed up the battle. Alright, my army is led by Karl Franz aboard Deathclaw, with 3 units of mortars, 4 units of halberdiers, 3 units of handgunners, and 4 units of swordsmen. Alright, my opponent, who's playing the Dwarves, will be led by just a regular lord with 3 units of dwarf warriors with a unit of longbeards, 2 units of dwarf warriors with great weapons, another 2 units of dwarf warriors with great weapons, no actually 1 dwarf warrior and 1 longbeard with great weapons, a unit of quarrelers, along with 2 master engineers, a grudge thrower, a bolt thrower, and a unit of cannons, and 2 units that I did not notice for a while in the battle, a unit of rangers and a unit of miners with blasting charges. Now, since my opponent does not charge up the hill for obvious reasons, I have to advance all the way down there, so I am going to put the battle up to 3 until the fighting starts. Alright. Now I'm going to try my best to keep my formation as I go down the hill so as not to expose myself. And I tried to make it so I could fire the mortars from a safe distance and make my opponent advance, but my opponent's cannon had other ideas, and so did his grudge thrower, and they're going to start firing at my infantry, who, when I realized this, I was forced to try to pull back, but when I realized that wouldn't work, I would just have to advance the whole way down, which is going to be more work for me since my men will be tired out by the time they get down there, and then I'll be at a disadvantage since I'll have been picked off by them. Alright, my unit of mortars are still trying to get into position, while my bright wizard is still trying to advance so we can let off some few opening spells against the dwarves, whose bolt thrower has now joined the little fire potshot fight on my infantry. Alright, now I'm going to target that cannon and that master engineer with a fire spell. I believe it is the one that comes from the heavens, and it is. And deals some damage to the cannons, and a bit to the master engineer, but none visible. Alright, now those ranged, all that artillery is going to get some significant damage on my unit of swordsmen right here, but that's about it. And now that master engineer is going to focus down my bright wizard and deal some damage to him. Alright, now by this time my mortars have gotten into position and are going to open fire on the dwarves. Alright, let's see if I get any hits while my handgunners also start to hit their targets. Ooh, and those mortars are going to hit their targets. Watch the infantry collision. Alright, those are the scream of the mortars dropping down on those cannons. Alright, now Karl Franz is going to go down to dispatch those cannons while my bright wizard engages the master engineer. While my halberdiers engage this unit of quarrelers, or the dwarf warriors, sorry. I don't know why I thought those were quarrelers. Now those mortars are going to get some pretty good shots off at the dwarves for the shots that they do manage to get off. Alright, now my bright wizard is going to go for another spell. And it's going to hit those cannons. Well, the one man that I see manning the cannons. Karl Franz goes directly after this unit of grudge throwers and this master engineer. Alright, now this is when my opponent takes his lord to go attack Karl Franz directly, while my halberdiers fend off these longbeards. Alright, now my mortars are going to get a pretty solid shot off of those longbeards, while these miners with blasting charges are going to attack my mortars in the rear. Now I believe this unit's going to get a couple more shots off before the miners reach them, while these rangers go down to engage my handgunners, I'm presuming. And yes, they do get a couple more shots off. Alright, now let's go see where they hit. Now, Karl Franz is focusing down this lord and is succeeding in dealing significant damage to him, sending him into a rout. Well, he will be sent into a rout in about 2 seconds. While Karl Franz is also being focused down by this master engineer over here, over there. Now this unit of swordsmen finishes off these dwarf warriors. My handgunners are getting attacked in the rear by this unit of rangers. And on this flank, these longbeards and halberdiers are still going at it as they have the whole battle. Now my halberdiers are emerging victorious, but are being whittled down significantly by these dwarf warriors. Now this unit of halberdiers and this unit of longbeards with great weapons are about even in their fight. While Karl Franz goes after the lord, he's also being focused down by the master engineer over here. Alright, now these handgunners are going to deal some damage to these dwarf warriors, whilst also being attacked in the rear by the master rangers, no, the rangers for some time before I actually realized that they were being focused down, and I believe I do turn them around at some point. Alright, now my unit, my infantry across the board are going to start routing. Well, not across the board, but 2 of them out of 5. Whilst I am chasing the lord, the dwarf lord, out of the map, whilst being focused down by this master engineer. Now I don't think I kill him, I think he gets away, but he is out of the battle. Why that did not finish him off, I do not know, but he's going to get up and continue running off the map, while the rest of my army is virtually obliterated by the rest of the dwarvish forces apart from this flank. These 3 units of swordsmen who are going all to attack this master engineer. Alright, Karl Franz has succeeded in driving out the lord and is going to attack this master engineer in hopes of finishing him off. Alright, now these handgunners were attacked in the rear by these rangers and were finally routed, but my handgunners over here are going to return fire and deal virtually no damage to the rangers. While Karl Franz is in a difficult fight with this master engineer who is routing. Alright, and that is the end of the replay. All of my soldiers have routed and I have lost. Now let's go check out those results. Alright, the wizard did not do as much damage as I had hoped, neither did my mortars nor my handgunners. But my halberdiers and swordsmen did do a number on the dwarves, whilst also being torn apart by that grudge thrower and the dwarf warriors with great weapons, and the rangers and the longbeards and the other longbeards. Now these master engineers only got 1 kill between both of them, whilst the miners with the blasting charges actually got a significant number of kills, though most of those were, I'm pretty sure, were just the mortars. Now the lord was driven off the map, and Karl Franz was routed, which caused my army to all rout and lose the battle. But Karl Franz got more kills. Alright, well, good game to my opponent, and I again urge everybody to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you would like to play me in any future battles and perhaps show up on my channel, I also urge you to add me on Steam at Clock1012. My name is in the description, so is the link to my Steam group, Ice Kings Penguins. Alright, that'll be all for today. This is Adventure Time Total War, signing out.